Tim.
Yes.
You're up.
All right. So because we have Alfredo on this show, I feel like
Don't shake your head at me, Kevin. You knew what you're getting yourself into. You quit.
my God, I feel like this topic is very appropriate. Alfredo's here, episode 69. It's been a long time coming. I like Colin's noise.
It's not
Like, you
funny.
gotta wait for that one.
By the way, Colin is what makes it funny.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's only. It's
Well, it's
scummy
normal
if
when
Colin
it's
doesn't
you.
get down to it. Yeah. It's normal if it's me. Alfredo's just being nice, but then when Colin does it, it's like we got it.
We got it.
hit something. We hit a resonance.
So my topic is dating in the modern world.
Oh man.
So Nick, for the uninitiated,
What is that like?
This means it's crazy. It's a whole new world.
It's a
where everything's really easy and it's just thrown at you and it just doesn't make sense. And
So it's easy. You're saying it's easy.
Oh yeah, finding
yeah.
quality,
That's a whole nother
finding
story.
a real relationship, a quality relationship,
But like
much harder.
sexually dating or
But just
casually
it's
dating.
just too fucking easy.
I mean,
It's
where do you
like
want me
disgusting.
to start? It's okay. I mean,
Start
like,
at the beginning.
Well, I mean, here's my thing. Like,
Regale us.
we've talked about Tinder before, and Tinder is just like it's this crazy. It's the the best iOS game of 2013 or 2014. It's just crazy. It allows you to literally just say yes or no to people on would you fuck
want to
me.
bang, don't want to bang.
Wow,
pretty
that's
awesome.
nuts. But it's like beyond that. It's like there's all these online dating sites, and we're at the point now where that's not a weird thing. It's a normal thing. That's like if you have no story of online dating at some point, it's kind of weird. Like,
Or just not
think-
as.
I don't know about that.
Not as
No,
entertaining.
are you kidding me?
I
Well,
don't
that's
know.
I'm
here's
talking
the-
about people my age.
My experiences don't come from Tinder. They actually come from weird places like Instagram and Twitter.
Well, so that's what I'm getting on to.
Really?
here.
You got with girls over
It's
Twitter?
like this.
How
It
do you
starts
make
going
that
up,
work?
but then
I'll get to it in a second.
the thing that no one's really understanding right now, the underdog is Uber Pool.
Oh my God, Uberpool.
Uber
is
pool.
So
Uber
A
Pool.
practical
good.
implement that
It's
could be used for dating.
so-
Yeah. Oh my
good.
God, it's where it's at because
So, yeah.
fuck Tinder, fuck this yes or no shit. Uber Pool is hey, a stranger's gonna get in the car with you,
Yep.
probably gonna go somewhere where they're trying to have fun, and you're forced
And it's
to
in the
sit
same direction you're
in the
going.
same
by.
direction. And
So
you're
at
there
any
in the
moment
car
you could
for-
be like, hey, I'll go with her. Done.
And this happens?
So
Oh yeah.
Alfredo,
So
go.
there's so many times where I just start taking Uber Pool back from IGN after work.
Alfredo just
to
takes Uber Pool
home.
constantly. He's like, I'm just gonna take an Uber Pool tonight. Where? Who the fuck cares? I'm just gonna take it.
No,
Well,
so
that's
you-
the other thing. Uber Pool is $5.
It's like $5.
Oh, I know.
if you do it within SF. So
amazing.
it's like fucking cheap as shit. You just pay $5 and you just
the world's
playing
cheapest
Russian
first
roulette.
date.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I would, when I was working at IGN, I would get off, I'd hit the Uber Pool, then it'd ping for someone else and be like, oh, it's a chick. All right. Anyways, so like you get picked up or she get picked up first, and then you're in this ride and with this person, this female, and you're stuck together for a good half hour. So you have a good half hour to spit game
This
and make
just-
it work, make it twerk. You know what I mean? Like,
Gotta make it twerk.
Work.
and you're going in the same direction. And sometimes there's a group of girls. There was a time where there was a group of girls and they were all going to go eat, and I slithered my way through that conversation, and then eventually we all like went out to go eat together, and it was chill and it was fun.
That's how it fucking
But I mean,
happens,
like
man.
that's how it is. But I mean, the thing with Uber though, it could half the time it's a dude, so it's like whatever, it's just a normal ride home. But there's always that time where it's like, ooh, it's a lady, you know. And then
This literally makes me want to be an Uber Pool driver just to make videos out of you taking Uber Pools with women.
Yeah,
just
it's
like
genius.
Think about all this shit you could do, where like you show up, that you pick them up first on purpose, then you come pick Alfredo up, and he's just greased up in a speedo, and he's like, "Oh, can I get?" And we make you like sit in the middle of the girls. And you're like, "What's up?" Just bouncing your pecs the
Oh
entire
my
time.
god! Hold on, do that again, Nick.
oh my god,
It's beautiful.
since when did you develop?
If you're not
I
watching the
was-
video,
When did you learn that?
he
skill?
When
knows
you
how
hit
to-
a certain level of shadow boxing, you're able to do that.
he's controlling his pecs.
Have you always been able to do this? Yeah. You didn't know that? You never seen me do that before?
I mean, I know Terry Crews does that.
Don't do
but
it again. I don't want to see that again.
I don't
Not in my
like it.
house. Not in this
I don't
house.
like it.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know, I actually ended up one time dating a girl off Instagram.
How?
Okay, so she followed me. Of course, when someone follows you, you're like, ooh, like, who's
You gotta
this?
stalk 'em,
You
sure.
gotta stalk them.
how
She
it
was,
goes.
she was a chick, an Asian model girl from
San Diego.
LA.
Asia.
Oh, really?
From LA. This is a different one.
What the? Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So this is how it went. She followed me. I followed her back.
Yeah.
Then, you know, she gives me a couple of likes. And you can tell when a girl's really gone through your Instagram because she's liking shit from like
2008,
like
and you're just like,
2008. You're like, all right, like you did the whole scroll.
Which,
You
by the way,
investigated.
don't do that. It's a dead giveaway that you're stalking.
It's a dead
unless you
giveaway.
want them to know you're stalking them, in which case, go for it.
Which they're well aware. They're not stupid. They know what they're doing. They know it's mind games, and that is what modern dating is all about. Fucking Jedi mind tricks and just playing this stupid game of trying to outdo the other person. And that's the thing. It just keeps going because when you think you're outdoing them, guess what? They're outdoing you too.
So wait, so keep going. So she liked a picture
She
of
liked
you
some
when you were in
pictures.
like grade school.
I like some pictures of hers.
Right.
I made sure to backtrack, not too far, because that could be creepy.
Show some
but
class.
just just a little bit.
Do you know
And
when you
then
come
it was
across the
fine.
picture of her doing like yoga in her underwear? Do you like that?
No.
one?
Okay. It's
You
gotta be
You gotta like a picture of the sky.
Of her and a dog.
The sky,
Right.
the food. Colin knows what's up.
Yeah.
You can play the game. So I mean, you like some pictures, and eventually that's it. Don't go too far. Don't be the one to initiate the whole commenting section.
Yeah.
Eventually, a couple months down the line, it's a slow burn.
Slow
on with
burn,
this one.
for sure.
I post a picture, she comments, and all right, cool. We're in that zone now.
Bam.
Right? And then eventually, 6 months down the line, I post a picture that I'm at E3. And she's like, oh, I'm at E3 too. Like, I'm here at this event. And eventually from there, thank you, base God, that Instagram now has direct messages. Send a little cute picture, which is what I did. And then from there, you get to talking. And it's like, yeah, sure, let's go have lunch. And then eventually we dated for a while.
Yeah, and that's how that shit fucking happens.
Damn, man.
But that's not your only Instagram story, because there is a San Diego girl.
Yes, there is. Essentially the same thing. That's
Yeah,
how it works.
a
That's how it
very
goes.
very similar. But that one wasn't even Comic-Con. No. This one, Alfredo's so good, and I've said this before. Alfredo's been on the show one other time.
Oh, that was a raunchy time.
And our topic was like how to approach women and how to talk to them and stuff. And we're saying that Alfredo's horrible at it. Like,
I can't.
Alfredo has no game when
I
it comes
can't.
to talking to girls.
No.
But it's
Remember
like
Remember the time that Nick was like, "Hey, I've got these 2 Asian chicks over there at the bar,"
Finish the story so it doesn't make me sound like a horrible human being.
and
My wife was at this bar, by the way,
Asian chicks
with me.
and they're your guys' age. And
let me
sorry,
shut up. Let me tell the rest of the story. We're at my friend's engagement party. This is at Eric's engagement party up in California. And I bumped into these 2 girls, and they seemed nice, and they were cute. And I was like, oh, Tim and Alfredo were here. You should meet my 2 friends. They're single, and they're super cool. And I pointed you guys out, and they're like, oh, yeah, they're cute. Bring them over. So I walk over, and I was like, hey, these 2 girls. I didn't say these 2 Asian girls. I was like, hey, those 2 girls over there, I think you guys are cute. You should come talk to them. And you all...
we
fumbled
so
the
hard.
Oh yeah.
We were so
Tim, literally
awkward.
at one point I looked over and Tim was like doing some sort of like weird eclectic dance to try to get them to smile, and they just kind of turned around on him and like faced
Oh,
the
none of that happened. That did not
didn't
happen.
happen.
That
Is this
definitely
weird
didn't happen.
eclectic dance?
Yeah,
He was
no.
like, no, this is a Fast and Furious dance. Fast and Furious. Building.
Tokyo.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I like that.
Jiff.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, there was just so much dead air.
Yeah. No,
It was bad.
it was just bad. Now here's the thing. I'm not gonna take any fault for that. I blame Alfredo entirely for that
How?
interaction
Why?
completely. Just because I was like not even like trying. I have decent game when it comes to like going and trying. I can start the thing. I'm not that good overall at anything.
Yeah.
Well, here's
Really?
the thing, though. But that's the thing. That's not your guys' thing. Like, you guys didn't grow up in that era that forced you to actually begin a conversation with a woman, right? Now, there's a couple things that are in play here. A, it's technologically easier for women to start the conversation. Women feel a little more empowered to do that, too, because it's a different time. And you know, we're talking about a gap between 10 years between when I was 25 and you guys 25. When I was 25, all you had was a bar. And you had Match.com. Or like eHarmony, right? Which no one used because you were like, oh my God,
That's
Farmers
embarrassing.
only.
because I'm in San Francisco, like I'm just gonna go to the marina and just
Yeah.
talk to every single girl I can talk to that will actually engage, and then eventually one of them will think I'm funny or cute enough, and that'll be that. So yeah, I put you guys in that place, but I didn't realize that that's just not your jam. That's not your jam. You guys are more. You two specifically are more about women coming to you. And
No,
like,
see, this is
No.
bullshit.
No, you
Alfredo
are.
is. I'm not.
you are
What?
though.
No, I'm
Women
not.
coming to me?
They come to me and I turn them down.
No, I'm not saying that you have sex with lots of them, but I'm saying that like
No, I'm not even
you,
saying that.
You
I'm
meet-
saying in terms of talking.
You like to meet women a little bit more on an even keel. Like, you don't go after women. Like, you'll just meet them and be like, oh, this
I
person's
respect
cool. Like, let's talk to them. And then it just happens. Circumstantial most of the time.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I'm
Really?
never on the
Yeah,
hunt.
I mean, any
Like
girl that I've ever been with has always been a little bit on the different side of that story.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Well, I'm not gonna.
more
I don't wanna
organic.
get too far into your personal life.
I might be a little more on the organic side. I like
That's
that.
what I'm saying. It's not like you were at a bar and you specifically was like, damn, I'm gonna holler at that girl, and you walked over to her.
I mean,
and you
I
were
don't
like,
know.
what's up? Right? It was more like the last girl or the current. I don't know if you want to talk about the current girl you're dating at all.
In lightly.
Yeah, I'm saying, but the way you met her was at a fun event with just a bunch of your friends.
Yeah,
which is the best way to meet.
But then I went after her.
Yes, but you weren't like. What I'm saying is there's a difference between, hey, this is my friend so and so. Oh, cool, we're having a fun time. Hey, I vibe with you. You vibe with me. Let's talk a little bit, and we should maybe figure this out. Versus, hey, I got these 2 Asian girls. I said I got these 2 Asian girls for you guys. Come talk to them.
Yeah, okay. I guess you're right in that sense.
Okay, well, come talk to them.
Going back
Bring
to
them
this,
a cookie.
though.
Who do you have? 2 what?
2 Asian girls. I got these 2 Asian girls.
Going back to the Alfredo thing, though, is I give him a lot of shit for not being good at that. But then he is the best there ever fucking was once they start talking and digitally.
Yeah.
Like once it's in text form, Alfredo got that shit on lock, and that's what modern dating is all about.
Yeah.
And so that's why so good that the Instagram story, not only it was not a Comic-Con thing, it was him talking to some San Diego girl who flew the fuck up to San Francisco to see him.
Damn, that's what's good.
Get some.
That's
I don't know.
good.
How many smiley face emoticons did you use in that text?
You gotta use a lot.
Yeah, dude.
You gotta use a lot. Let them know
true.
that they're loved.
Not too
them
much. Not too
fucking know.
many.
Definitely not too many.
Yeah.
It's because once you drop the smiley face, there's no going back. Like you did that.
Yeah,
shit.
then it's a little too stern.
They'll fucking
Greg,
know.
not that it's a dating story, but Greg always makes fun of me because I use smiley faces a lot on Twitter because I think it's funny. And he's like, you are the. I always use the equal sign D, which is like just a funny one, and I think that's supposed to be a smile, but to me, I just look at it as being like.
It's the king day today.
Yeah.
That vapid look.
Now I'm gonna say this because I'm not on the dating scene anymore. I haven't been in a long time. What I was always surprised about with me, because everyone has to compensate for their weaknesses. My weakness was always like I couldn't ever believe that anyone was ever interested in me, and I would always get, not always, but sometimes get too far with a girl where like I didn't know what to do with like that girl, like where I'm like you want me,
right?
Like where I'm like, I don't think you talk about like this guy back here or whatever, and everyone like. And then once girls seem to be engaged with me, at least when I was like a kid, or younger, like in my late teens and early 20s, because I was like, because one of my girlfriends put it really well. She's like, you don't seem like you care. And for some reason that is hot.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm like, I don't understand what you mean. I really don't care. And she's like, but that really is hot. And I'm like, all right, that was the best explanation I ever got about it. But I haven't had to do anything like that in a very long time.
There was a study that someone was talking about again. The crazy they were talking about, where they were saying that they did a study of showing women pictures of guys with descriptions of them, and the guys that came off sexier were the ones that looked like assholes in the pictures. Like they were either scowling or they were looking like they didn't give a shit. The guys that were like smiling brightly and were like welcoming, they were like, women don't find that
they were
sexy.
like, with their arms open.
Yeah, I mean, hello, welcome. What's 69?
What about the guy with the surprise face, like the surprise face selfies?
I mean, they didn't go into that category. And again, this is, I don't know what age of woman,
it's brought me
bracket
success.
of woman that they chose. I'm guessing the older the woman gets, the less and less inclined they are to date the guy that looks like he's a prick in his picture. But it's true, that kind of attitude does work.
And but what was so funny was I didn't mean to put that out there, being like, look how cool.
Well, it has to be organic.
Yeah, like I was just like, I really
just walk out the door and be like, I'm gonna be an asshole today because I'm like, that could dude's a dick.
Because something Alfredo said really resonated with me, which was when I was in college and just out of college out here, after I got hired, it was like I was never looking for women ever. Like that was always so weird to me when it was like, oh, let's go out and pick up girls at the bar, or whatever. I'm like, why? Like, well, why can't we just go to the bar and fucking drink? What is the big deal? Why are we making this such a huge deal? But what I fear now, thank God I have a girlfriend that accepts me and loves me for who I am, because I'd be shit out of luck, I think, in this new era, in this new age. No woman's gonna love me. No woman's gonna love me, Nick. No woman could possibly love this.
First of all, I would love you. Second of all, you would have a little bit of an issue bringing her home and explaining her all of this. That would be my
a little bit.
That'd be my only problem.
And the shelf of toys in my room, and oh, you have a big TV.
And Greg,
but,
Greg in general would be a sticking point, to say the least.
Why do you have a TV that's so big in your room that it looks like you're being abducted by aliens when you put it on at night?
Looks like that scene from the X-Files.
Yeah, it's like I turn it on, it's just like, I'm like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I think I'd be, just because I'm 30 now, and I feel like I'd be just, out of luck. Like I don't feel like I lack. I think part of and this is just being candid. Like I think part of my don't care attitude or kind of approaching where I'm like I don't want to like make this all about women all the time and like going to get girls. It's because I didn't really believe in myself, you know. And that's why I think I was always shocked when attractive women liked me because I was like, shouldn't it be the other way? Like you're the woman I should probably be courting you, and since I'm not, I'm surprised that you. It showed a lot of my own ignorance or maybe just a lot of my own uncertainty in the way to deal with women. And I think I've just kind of fallen into good relationships at the time in which I was in that relationship where I kind of got to dodge like the fucking craziness of you know, because I had my long-term girlfriend in high school and then I had my long-term girlfriend in college and then I had my long-term girlfriend as an adult. And I dated girls in between all those things. But I think I just kind of lucked out in the sense like I don't have to deal with this, but it would be a catastrophe if you fucking put me back out on the streets.
Oh yeah, see, I don't.
The streets.
There's no way.
Can't put Colin back out in the wild.
I think that it would be hard for me to rectify. Like if for some reason my relationship with my wife were to end, I don't know that I'd want to date. I'd be like, you know, I'm just gonna like take a year and just not do this, not interact with you, just do whatever I want to do all the time. And I think I would be a shut-in because that's kind of how I was when I was single. Where it was, I would. Go out.
Grass is always greener.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, I think it's better to be
after a month. He's like,
no. I think honestly, I think it's better to be now in a good relationship than it is to be single. At least in this city, in this day and age, because it's weird out there, man. Tinder has ruined people.
It does. I mean, it completely has.
Fundamentally made people superficial monsters. Mm-hmm. And I see it with my friends who think it's a game, and I'm like, those are real people.
Yeah.
And then you realize that they're not real people because they're on the other side of the phone doing the exact same fucking thing. And it's so weird.
Yeah, my favorite thing, because I've only been exposed to Tinder once. I was in Tokyo. And I was with someone who I will not name that you all know. And this person was on Tinder in Tokyo accepting, like, I think you swipe to the right if you like the person, right? And to the left if you want to get
swipe right.
And would just like was literally at the bar for 15 minutes, just like not even looking at the phone, just swiping right, in hopes that one of these people would connect with them, and because he knew he wouldn't be ever back in Tokyo anytime soon, if ever. And I'm like, that's just, I agree with you where I'm like, listen, I'm not a contained person at all. If you want to have casual sex, fucking have fun. Do what you want to do. Be safe, be smart. But if that, like, I am not one of these prude guys, never have been. If that's what your game is, that's totally fine. But there's such a thing, I think, is something that is too reductive. Where it's like, this is fucked up. You know, like, Tinder to me is interesting, but also makes me kind of uncomfortable. Where it's not like it's an old man. It's just like where I'm like, come on, guys. Like,
well, you're taking the humanity
try a little bit more than, like, you got to try a little. This can't possibly be that fun. But then I remember when I was 21 years old, and I'm like, no, this probably is that fun.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. If you're 20, if you're 20 to 25, that thing is like, it's like a jungle gym. I have to imagine. But for me,
that's a good way of putting it.
I mean, literally, it's gotta be like the most fun thing. But to me, it takes the human side out of meeting someone, and the actual interpersonal side out of meeting someone, and that can't be very good.
No, here's the thing. I think that's a very uninformed way to look at it, because it's like on the surface level, yeah, we joke about it of Tinder's just a will you fuck me, yes or no, let's fuck, but it's like you still need to go through with the fucking.
Well, that's the problem.
Every story I've heard, that's where the human interaction comes in, and that's where things get weird.
That's what I'm saying,
when things
right?
fall apart.
That's what I'm saying is when you just like, okay, let's back up. When I used to go to bar, first of all, I don't think meeting a woman at a bar is any better as an experience than as Tinder. What we used to do when we would all go out was we would try to create a situation where the dynamics would be such that there would be enough women to guys, and we would all sort of know each other, but you would have friends that would come, and that's how you would meet people. And the bar was just to sort of lubricate the evening a little bit, right? To give everyone something to do in and amongst talking to each other. And eventually, inevitably, once out of every 2 or 3 weeks, you would meet someone that was casually interested in you, and you would see where that goes. But there was such an excitement to that, right? Where you were like,
that's true.
Damn, I just met this girl and I saw her and she saw me and I knew that she thought I was cute. I'm going to go over there and not fuck this up. Oh, I fucked it up. Damn it. I got to wait another week or two or something like that. Or whose turn is it tonight that's going to actually find that magic? But with Tinder, it's just like...
It's usually Ty's.
No, always. Ty's was every time we went out.
Always, every time.
But Ty never found the girl that he was going to date. Ty just found the girl that was friends with the girl that I was going to date. Right? Or that was friends with the girl that I spent the whole night talking to, going, oh, you're actually a really cool person, when I can hear you, because we always went to stupid-ass loud clubs.
You have 2 what?
But But yeah, but Tinder just makes it. You're right. It makes it too reductive. It's too boiled down to our base instincts, and when you rely too much on those, you forget that thing that actually makes us human, which is that we are able to judge something based on more than one characteristic and make an informed decision. Having said that, I'm with Colin as well. Like, if I were 21 to 25 and single, that'd be my fucking first app that I had on my phone. That'd be the only
app on your phone.
I would try to make it 5 times bigger, and I'd give them like that.
It's easy to
just hit it.
It's easy to talk, but I also know who I right now. I also knew who I was when I was 18, 19, 20, where it was like, I never had one night stands with women that I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, I never like met a girl, had sex with her, and then like I've had sex one time with women that I knew, you know, and it was like a tension thing where it was like, we gotta do this now.
We gotta break this off.
You know, like, and that happened several times in college where it's like,
for too long,
we just have to have sex now.
Yeah.
You know, and like, and you know, complete agreement. You knew them for years. You were friends with them afterwards. You know, and it was just like one of those things. So I did have one night stands in that respect, but I think that even given those tools. And I haven't had a situation like that, by the way, since I was like in college. That seems like a very college kind of thing where, you know, you kind of meet a woman, you know someone and you're friends with them, you're friends with friends, whatever. And then one night you're just like, you know, it's time now. You know?
It's time.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's time, and you do your thing or whatever. And I don't think I've had that experience very much since college. And I think the reason is that I was never even really comfortable with it in that respect. You know, like I always hated the notion of like, well, you can't have, if you're a guy, you can't have a girlfriend, you know? Mm-hmm. And like one of my best friends in college was a girl. You know, and like I did have a girlfriend, and it wasn't like
girl
that.
Space friend.
Yeah, exactly. Like it wasn't like that. Yeah. You know, so I always wanted to buck that trend where I'm like, why can't it be a little more like a little harder, a little more earned, something that, you know. And so I think that even with these tools, it's easy to say like, yeah, it would have been fun, it would have been a blast if this came out 10 years ago when I was at Northeastern or whatever. Mm-hmm. The fact is that I probably still wouldn't have done it. You know, I never did online dating or anything like that either. I don't think that if I was with my girlfriend, I would do it either because, again, it's a lack of self-confidence in myself. Like, why would I even put myself out there? I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. And also because there is something to the game. Well, you know, like there definitely. I understand exactly what you mean when you say that feeling, that excitement that you're thinking about that person, and like there is something about that. And I feel like that is kind of lost in the smartphone age.
Here's the thing. I don't think that it's lost. It's just different because, you know, I grew up, and I'm going back a little younger, so this is more like middle school, puberty era. But like AIM was so important, and the excitement was there. Oh my God, staying up till 3 a.m. talking to girls, and it was the same thing. It was like you're talking to a different girl every couple of weeks.
Sure,
but it's like it's that same thing until you fuck up, you know. And I think that like it's just different. It's not better.
Yeah,
or worse.
I think, you know, in any situation, I think people appreciate things that they have to work hard for, or that they feel like they've earned, right? And so like the harder something is, or the more time you have to invest in something, the more you sort of, I think you ascribe value to that. And that's dating for me, is like the more time I put into getting to know someone and developing that sort of tension that Colin's talking about, where it's like there's a supreme attraction here. We're gonna ride this thing out until we eventually have to admit it to each other via taking each other's pants off. That's an important thing. But what I've seen, and this is, again, I'm an outlier on this, I'm very, very much on the sidelines of this, is that I've seen my friends constantly be like, this chick wants to meet up with me, but nah. And I'm like, what? How is that fun? I guess it's fun when the hot chick is like, let's meet up, and you actually, the 0.01 like time when actually everything connects and it's a fun, you know, experience, and you actually get that one night stand hookup. But it's probably not really fulfilling at the end of the day, right? You're like, cool, I scored one, but then you're like, oh shit, maybe I got an STD now. Oh my God, is this chick gonna be crazy? Or like, I don't know. To me, I think the whole thing is fun up to a point where like I can't imagine that after you've swiped right and she swiped right and you go back and forth and talk to someone, there's that, I guess it's fun, that initial excitement, but then like from all accounts, all my friends are like, yeah, they never even follow up, and then when they do, it's like, sure, it's cool, but it's not like it's every time. Or like every single time you're like, cool, it's guaranteed I'm gonna bang this girl. No, it's not gonna happen most of the time, right? I mean, I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't use Tinder.
I don't either.
Do you have a high success rate with it?
Or I haven't jumped on that.
You don't. Oh, you got Instagram.
Alfredo doesn't need that. Yeah,
Alfredo's got two things that no other man has: Instagram and Starbucks.
Yeah,
that's all he needs.
And I think, you know, and this brings me into my topic, and we'll segue over, is that, you know, the closing thought I have with this is that I think this what Nick's saying is there's an essence there that I want to touch on, which is that I think, and I know some people kind of cringe when someone would say this, but sex is largely overrated. And,
oh yeah,
and it's good in the moment, and you think about your old escapades, and you're like,
Kevin's like,
let me say not overrated, but I think we put too much importance on having the actual act.
Yeah,
I think sex is tremendously important to a relationship. Because for me, it's a good barometer as to where my wife is with me emotionally, right? If we were having sex on a regular basis and we feel emotionally connected, that is usually what happens, right? We're like, we're good. Oh, we're real good. Oh, done. Let's go to Starbucks or yoga, whatever. But you're right, and you got to get back to that point, which is that we, especially as guys, there's just way too much importance put on getting out there and scoring, right? Like, getting more notch on your belt. You're like, fuck, who cares?
And I hated that shit. That's why I was saying in college, it's like, I had those girl friends where it was like we knew each other for years and we would hang out and party, and we were all a group of friends. And then you met when you were a freshman, and when you're senior, you're like hanging out at our place one night, and you're like, we've known each other for years, and this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, there's something special about like the build up. As opposed to me going to the bar where it's like where you can cut the tension with a knife. Like there's something really special about that. Like those moments, I remember those moments, and but at the same time, like I feel like we overemphasize sexuality in this society to an embarrassing degree, and I think it's reductive and hurts women. I think it hurts men. I think that it just bothers.